Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a new episode of the 5Marks Pro Wrestling Podcast. I am your host, Mr. Martin115, joined as always, fresh, back from London, home sweet home, Mr. Carmo, my lovely dance partner. I almost forgot that.
You did, and it would have been a bad start to a new episode if you did leave it off. But look, we are all in. Welcome back for another week, ladies and gentlemen.
You gotta say it right. Welcome back to another week.
I'll do it again. It's like the Justy thing now. Oh, welcome back for another. Welcome back for another week.
I can't wait for someone to do it and you do the Justy. Just don't say it. I say it. But we are literally.
Pretty much. Someone will come on the episode and they'll be like, "Oh, welcome back."
No, that's my line. Fuck off. We are literally. You're not. I'm literally back. 48 hours from London. I think you're back a little bit more. I think 3 days for you.
Yeah. About 72 hours roughly. About 72 hours, yeah, roughly.
And holy hell, what a fucking weekend! What a weekend! So.
Brilliant.
We're obviously going to be talking about, on this episode, both our perspectives of AEW All In, our London trips themselves, some absolutely stupid stories that I have. I don't know if you have to tell. I'm going to be running down the RevPro anniversary show that I went to. Carmo just missed out on going to it. But before we go into absolutely any of that, Carmo, how would you sum up the weekend?
Crazy is one word that I really use. Just like it's still kind of taking it all in, John. I kind of way, pardon the pun of all in. Like 80,000 people in Wembley, massive show. Like just the amount of people, the setup, the ring, the wrestling, the matches, the people, everything about it was just. It was huge, you know. That kind of way. It was nearly bigger than what I thought it was going to be, even though I knew there was going to be 80,000 people there, which was mad. But just a great weekend. Great weekend.
100%. Like I was there, I think. So I got a boat over. I went from Clare to Wexford to Wales, Wales to London. So I did a long 12-hour fucking trip of it. I was there. I think was it Wednesday to Tuesday. My wrestling weekend didn't start till RevPro, and just from there, oh my god, I should say, like, what it was. It's hard to describe. It's unbelievable. Like, you know, so many people in London for wrestling. There was 81,000, I think it was 63 or something like that, 36 or something like that, people in London for fucking wrestling. Like, that is fucking crazy to me. The whole weekend was just fucking unbelievable. Like seeing wrestlers fucking everywhere. Like if you were at Wembley, I was there for 9 o'clock in the morning. If you were at Wembley just standing around, there were so many wrestlers and like the AEW security and stuff like that were just walking up to Wembley. Like they didn't get a bus in; they just walked right up that long ass fucking walkway to the stadium. So to see them was like absolutely crazy. But I guess we'll just start off fucking talking about like getting to London. Because like for me the whole trip as a whole, like everything together, is what really made the weekend. Like as I said, I fucking got there Wednesday night, I think it was. And like I had 2 days of going around London. I went to Westgate, shopping centre, went to Piccadilly, which I had to do because I'm a gamer playing Call of Duty. Had to get the fucking Piccadilly meme. So like even Piccadilly was fucking busy. There was people everywhere, which was crazy to see. But it was so much fun getting to go around London because I've never been to London before. And I went to. I don't fucking have. I do have it here. For the people, I went to this. It's a nerd shop. It's really a nerd shop. It was called Forbidden Planet. I think it was. My sister really wanted to go here, and I don't think I showed this to you, Carmo. But and I slowly go over and grab it. I thought nothing. I brought my sister there because she's like big into like anime and stuff like that, and fucking. I was like, I'm not gonna find anything there. I had no idea. 1 second now. That this was a thing.
What's he got?
It is a John Moxley. Second now. Statue. And the detail on this is fucking crazy. Fucking crazy.
That's pretty sick.
1 second, I'll put my headphones back on. Like, it's a Moxley statue with him, like, AEW title on his shoulder. He's standing on a chair that's behind the barricade. You got the like, I don't know, is that curtain or what was that? What would you call that on the fucking the barricade? But like the detail on it is so fucking. I had no idea this thing. I was just looking at Funko Pops, saw the AEW logo, was like, what the fuck is that? Picked it up, a massive Moxley statue. It was expensive as hell, though. I will say it cost me £65.
I would imagine, yeah. Yeah, I would imagine it's fairly expensive, especially in that suit.
Yeah, well fucking worth it. Like, seriously. I was so happy to find that. And like randomly in fucking London. So if I hadn't fucking decided to do 2 extra days, or the parents hadn't decided to do 2 extra days, I would have had that. But Carmo, tell us about you getting to London.
Yeah, 100%. It's nice to be around London as well. Yeah, so my trip to London was actually a bit shorter. We landed at about 5 o'clock on Saturday, roughly, which actually caused us to just miss the RevPro show because we would have got down there for about 6 o'clock, which would have been, we would have just would have missed it. Landing Saturday for me was actually okay because I've been to London 5 or 6 times. There's not a part of London that I pretty much haven't seen, which I was okay with. I was like, good, this is grand. Got my first experience of driving through London.
Oh, really?
Was pretty scary.
Hell?
Yeah, that was really, really scary.
Yeah.
So we decided to rent a car because all the train strikes and stuff like that were going on, and we were just unsure because our flight was pretty early on Monday morning. So we were just unsure about getting back and stuff like that. So we said, you know what, we'd rent the car. It'd be the handiest thing to do, and it's the scariest thing I've ever done. Honest to God, one of the scariest things I've ever done. Driving through 5 lanes of traffic in just a street road, like a main road. It's like driving through, I don't even know where, like the Con Road in Ennis, for people that do know, and it's 5 lanes of traffic, and I'm like, what is going on here? Scariest thing we've ever done, but it was a good experience, really, really good experience.
My dad will have a fucking brilliant day now chatting to you about driving London. He fucking hated it. He hated mostly like the guys and like the bikes and the motorbikes and stuff like that, kind of going in between cars. He fucking hated that. Scared the shit out of him.
And there was a lot of them too.
Yeah,
there was a lot of them too. To be honest, like driving through London made Dublin look like a playground. Honest to God, that's how scary it was. Like,
I turned to my dad. Was it either yesterday or? It was either yesterday or it was earlier today. And I said to him, you'll never complain about Limerick traffic ever again. Being stuck in fucking London.
No.
Like London, Limerick traffic is like, what would you say? It's like a fucking 2-minute drive in London type of thing. Like, you're not stranded for fucking ages.
Yeah, literally. Like, even on, I'll get into it a bit more after. Actually, John, I'll get into it a little bit more. But even on the way after the Wembley, when the show was over, we got a taxi back to the hotel, which I believe was about. I think normally it was about a 20-minute journey, and it took us nearly an hour to get back.
Same.
Which is crazy.
Yeah, we got
It's crazy when you think about it. Like,
we got an Uber. We walked, so we came out of Wembley, like, back down the steps that we came up earlier in the day, and we just went left and we walked straight left. Try to get as far away from Wembley as possible. called an Uber. Finally got an Uber after about I think it was like 10 minutes. It took, I think, 20-25 minutes for the Uber to get to us because he was stuck over at the box park trying to get through obviously because that's where everyone's getting the taxis, trying to get through there to get to fucking us. And then from there, I think it took us like I think it's like a half an hour drive. I think it took us like 40 minutes maybe to get back to the fucking hotel. It was mental, fucking mental,
crazy. Crazy. It was actually funny. We did the same thing. So we came down the stairs at the front of Wembley, and we actually went right and just walked for as far as we can to try and get a taxi. So if we'd gone left, we actually probably would have met you somewhere along the way.
Do you know what I'm glad about though? Is that it didn't go straight ahead because I thought, oh, sure, go straight ahead, get picked up by the box park. I've actually seen TikToks now of that area just being absolutely filled with people. Like, holy shit, there was so many fucking people up at the box park.
Yeah, I like if you kept going straight through where the box park was, kept going straight through Wembley Way, that's where the tube station is. And I saw a report on, I think it was Facebook or a couple of days after, people saying they couldn't even get the tube, that they eventually just closed the tube, that there was that many people. Which is insane.
Jesus
it's insane.
81,000 people just absolutely holding London still, like. That's what those wrestling fans love to do.
Yeah.
But it was crazy. And obviously we'll get into
crazy stuff.
We'll get into very cool. Well, I'll ask that question about doing it again, later on. But I want to get right into the wrestling weekend. Obviously now there was more wrestling other than RevPro and AEW on. I didn't end up going to the Defy or the Progress shows because I was worried because I could not find a fucking time because they were both on back to back. I couldn't find a time for when it might finish. So I already had tickets for RevPro, which I think the doors were 3:30 and the show was 5. I think is that right or?
I think they said like pre-show was 5 and then actual show was 5:30.
Yeah, so that makes sense because it was a half an hour pre-show. Yeah. So I wasn't sure. I really wasn't sure. Even like we were in the arena and I was looking at Twitter and I could see Mark from the IWE was putting up tweets literally minutes, like it was like 10 minutes before, 10 minutes ago about being at the Progress show, and I was like, oh god, definitely would not have made it. So it was the wrong choice because it did end in time for people to get down to RevPro, and RevPro kind of held off a bit as well till the people kind of got there. But RevPro was it was a great show. I kind of sat up in not the rafters, but near enough the rafters because I've never been to a RevPro show before. I've never watched a RevPro show before. I literally just saw that card and went, that seems like it's going to be a fucking awesome show, but I'll be cheap. I'm already spending 300 fucking pounds on AEW. I'll be cheap. I'll be good. So, get there. The arena looks like I've never been to the Copper Box. It's fucking class. It's literally just 3 levels. That's it. Get there. We're waiting for everyone in Progress to arrive. Fair fucks to some of the wrestlers as well. Like Ricky Knight Jr. literally went from one match to the other, which is fucking crazy. He went from a match of Progress to a match of RevPro. But we get there, we find our seats. Me and my sister went off to find the merch table. And I need to take a drink here. We went to find the merch table and fucking hell, they had so much merch there. They had hats, they had fucking, I think they had lanyards. I can't actually remember. They had hats, programs, t-shirts for Osprey, t-shirts for Bullet Club, the event t-shirt, which I'm wearing now, which is actually, I really, really like it. It's very, very soft as well. And obviously for anyone else that wants to sell their t-shirts, the one person I didn't see a t-shirt for, but I might have just missed out on it, was El Fantasmo. I really wanted an El Fantasmo t-shirt. I think he's fucking brilliant. So I bought obviously the event shirt. I got the Will Ospreay shirt. I got, what the fuck else did I get? I got something else and I cannot remember what it was from the RevPro show. Look, I'll remember as we go along. But the show begins and we start off with a battle royal, a women's battle royal to determine the number one contender. And that was actually really, really fun. I really enjoyed the battle royal. I will say this one funny story though. I really fucked up on where I actually got the seats because of how far away it was from the ring. I'm very, very blind. Like, my sight long distance is shit. Like, fucked. And the night we were leaving for London, I was like, right, remember to bring my glasses, remember to bring my glasses, remember to bring my glasses. Guess what I did? I brought my glasses. No,
I know you
forgot
forgot him because he taught me.
I told him. I
Yeah, 'cause
forgot
you
my
told me to follow him
fucking glasses. So where we were sitting, it literally looked like a whole bunch of blurs just fucking fighting. So every now and again, like my mom was down, and my mom and dad moved down to the disabled seats on the second row. Every now and again, I kind of just, tiptoe down, it's just, this person's fighting, I want to see them, so I went down there, so I had a bit more, like, less blur. But the Battle Royal, was really, really fun. I was going for Danny Luna the whole time. I'm a massive Subculture fan, which I have a funny story to tell you about their match when that comes up. But I was going, like, the moment she came out, I was like, yeah, I'll turn to my sister Desiree, and I was like, yeah, I'm going for Danny Luna. I was like, you'll love her. You had people like, actually, I've got the match card here. I know there was Rio in it. I think she's still the ICW Women's Champion. You had the surprise of AEW Sky Blue, who got a massive pop when she came out. Even I was surprised. Like, I told my sister, like, that's fucking Sky Blue from AEW. That's fucking huge for them. I'm trying to find out if they have the fucking names of everybody, because there's people, obviously, I don't follow British wrestling anymore, so I don't. Here we go. No, many of them. So Alexis Falcon, Chantel Jordan. Sorry if I butcher any of your names. Again, I don't watch. Maya Matthews, Danny Luna, as I said, was going for her the whole time. Sky Smithson, Rio, as I said, Mercedes Blaze, Sapphire Reed. I'm sorry, but I cannot read your name. Rain. Someone tell me in the on our socials what her name is. Like, send it in a voice note. Cheers, thanks. And then the surprise entrance of.
We'll insert the clip here somewhere.
Yeah, we'll do it. And obviously the surprise entrance of Sky Blue, who she got a massive pop when she came out. It was really, really fun. The crowd were also really into it. There was one point where I can't remember her name. Fuck. I remember fucking screaming, like, she eliminated Sky Blue, and I remember fucking going, "You fucking bitch! Fuck you!" Screaming my fucking lungs out. But Sky Blue went out, and oh my god, the boos from everybody. It was fucking deafening. But then Danny Luna comes along, gets the win, massive pop, and she becomes the contender for the I think they call it the British Women's Championship, Undisputed British Women's Championship. Yeah. So she comes out, picks up the win. When that match will happen, I don't know. I'm very much going to be watching that. As I said, massive Subculture fan, and we'll talk about them in a bit. But the show starts, and we fucking I gotta remember everything as we go around. So I'm just gonna talk about, instead of going matches in order, I'm gonna talk about them as they're listed here on the program so that I can remember. But the British Cruiserweight Championship match, fucking phenomenal. Connor Mills, I have no idea who this dude is, but the fucking heat that man has on him, holy fuck. There was chance of anyone but Connor, anyone but Connor, da 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 da. Was brilliant. Shaw
He's a
Samuels,
brilliant wrestler as well.
he fucking like he came across it. Now he didn't get to do too much in the match because like it was literally just, oh, he's in, toss him the fuck out. But like the fucking moments I saw him is fucking brilliant. Shaw Samuels, someone I've known in wrestling for fucking ages. Finally getting to see him wrestle, he was brilliant, fucking brilliant. It was, and the gear he wore was so fucking bright yellow, like Jesus Christ. Wild Boar, who actually competed here in Ireland recently, I didn't actually know he was in this match. I was actually like really taken aback. Obviously, it was announced. I missed it. Great to finally see him. Robbie X. We've seen Robbie X. Robbie X is fucking amazing. He is exactly what he says he is, even though he's stealing it from one pack. He's the king of the cruiserweights. Like, that man could do some fucking amazing shit. Jordan Breaks, who I hadn't seen until tonight, and I stand by this to this moment. And I fair enough if you're a fan of him. Callum Newman, he fucking terrifies me. He fucking terrifies me. That man is so fast. He's a bit too fast for his own pace as well. Like, holy fuck. Even then, I think he did I think he jumped outside and overshot it by a little bit. And even then, I was like, oh my fucking god. He scares the absolute shit of me. But the five of them put on a fucking amazing match. I know I've already said it, but Robbie X is a fucking crazy, crazy guy. There was one spot as well. Now, I will say it took ages to set it up. It was, the typical going for a suplex. Here comes the third guy. Bang. There was that spot. It was Robbie X, and I can't remember who else was involved in it. It took ages to set up, but fucking hell, when they did it, the bang off of it was fucking class. I think it was either Callum or Robbie had done their finisher. I think it was on Wild Boar, or was it Shaw Samuels? And Connor came in, tossed him out, hooked the leg 1, 2, 3, retained, and again the heat that man has was fucking like the booze when he picked up the win. So I'd love to see more of him. Because, like, to have that much heat, you're going to be fucking doing something to piss off the crowd. Bring that heat to Ireland.
100%. There's a lot of these guys that you're going to mention here that I really like to see over the side of the pond.
Here's, actually, I just remember what kicked off the show. So we kicked off the show, and once I say the names, you're going to go to yourself, yeah, that was a banger. The Driller, Dan Maloney, versus Leon Slater. Two of my absolute favorites, especially Leon Slater. For such a young guy, he's so fucking talented. Kicked off this show massively. I haven't seen Dan since Scrapper. That man looks more jacked than he was. He has so much more heel confidence. And just the character he plays, like, he literally walks in and he is the badass in the fucking room. This started off quick from the get-go. Dan was making his entrance, was slowly going around the ring. Fucking Leon hopped over the top post, hopped over, caught him on the outside. Not fucking moments later, he hops over the fucking barricade again to do a fucking leaping clothesline, I think it was. I really thought Dan was going to win the whole match. I thought there's no way that Dan Maloney doesn't go over. But Leon Slater picked up the win. And I can definitely see that they're looking to continue that on. Like the stare down at the end. I think Dan realized, okay, I fucked up here. I shouldn't have lost that. So I am very much looking forward to when they do a rematch. And in fact, I kind of like the rematch to be here, to be kind of, mean and, wish for things. I'd love to have Dan Maloney back. Obviously he's doing what he's doing over in New Japan. This week, as we're recording this, I think it's today, Match goes up from a Impact pay-per-view where he's taking on Kushida. Like, that man is he's moving on now. I think this Dan Maloney is like, for someone who was in NXT UK, was not used well at all, to reinvent himself, to make himself the Driller, and to take New Japan by storm and Bullet Club. I am so looking forward to the next couple of months for Dan Maloney. This match I have to talk about because I can die happy knowing I got to see Shibata in person. I can die happy knowing I got to see Shibata. That man is something else. So El Phantasmo ELP teaming up with Shibata to take on the Bullet Club of David Finlay and Gabe Kidd, or as I know him as Gabriel Kidd. And that was a fucking match and a half. Shibata, I don't think that man's human. They're fucking chopping him, slapping him, punching him, and he's just stood there like nothing's fucking happening. Shibata is built different. Like, 4 people. I know I said I'm back in the happy. I said I saw Shibata, but like, again as well, I finally got to see ELP. I got to see David Finlay. For those who don't know as well, is Fit Finlay's son. Gabriel Kidd, who I've watched since WCPW when he had that losing streak to win the Internet title. I've been following him for fucking years. Finally got to see him. They put on a fucking amazing tag match with ELP and Shibata taking the win. Joker Bray, can we have Shibata, please? Please. Like, I'd love...
It was the only reason...
Go on.
Shibata was the only reason I was disappointed that I didn't get to RevPro.
He was the only reason...
only reason I wanted to go.
A lot more were the reason I really wanted to go, but like, Shibata was a massive... Like, I saw Shibata announced, I was like, oh, I have to go see Shibata. And I've got a really, really annoying story to tell as we go towards the end of this. But I'm going to move on. JJ Gale and Fujita, I think I messed that up. I don't actually remember much about that match. So I'm going to kind of skip over it. I really don't remember much about it. This match stole the fucking show. Ishii and Luke Jacobs. I don't know if you got told anything about that match at all, but like, talk about...
I saw a few clips from it.
Talk about big sweaty men beating the fuck out of each other. Holy shit. They fucking power bombs, slams, fucking I don't know what you call it, where you, like, you know, when they run, dive, and fucking land their back on their gut. They were chopping, they were punching, they were kicking, they were fucking doing everything to each other, and neither fucking man would stay the fuck down. The Copper Box Arena were fucking electric for this match. Ishii, I talk about Shibata being fucking just not human. Ishii's not human. Again, someone who was like just fucking taking chops and being like, come on, give it to me, punches, kicks, everything. I'm all I'm gonna say is, if you can find Ishii versus Luke Jacobs from RevPro 11th anniversary online and watch it, fucking watch it. Oh my fucking god, they tore the house down, the Copper Box Arena. As I mentioned as well, Ricky Knight Jr. was in action. His maybe second, third match of the day, against Zack Sabre Jr. Again, another person ticked off. I'm finally getting to see it live. Zack Sabre Jr. is just, what a technician. What a fucking technician. To finally get to see Zack Sabre Jr. fucking wrestle was absolutely brilliant. I really thought Zack Sabre Jr. versus Ricky Knight Jr. was going to be a meh match. I thought it'd be alright. It won't be anything special. It really fucking was special. The two guys wrestling each other. Great, like, proper wrestling technician match. Another one I would recommend going checking out. What else is on the card? I said I don't want to get to the two main events just yet. Ah, yes, the British, undisputed British Tag Team Championship match: Subculture versus the Velocities. Funny story. I missed the match. One of the only fucking matches I wanted to see on that card. And I missed it. I was there for the entrances. So here's the story. Mark was there for the entrances. I was like, yeah, subculture. Finally gonna get to see them. And my sister turns around to me and is like, oh, I want to get a drink. I thought, this match is gonna go on for a while. There's no way it doesn't. I'm gonna go get a drink. So got up, was like, yeah, I'm gonna get a drink. So I was at the top floor, looked over. That's a long fucking line. I'm gonna go downstairs. Go downstairs, line's pretty much smaller. Hop in the line, it's not fucking moving. Like, it's not moving. It's going so fucking slow. I'm like, oh, come on. Get to the top, buy my fuck, because I'm like, obviously, had the long travel stuff, still tired. I got a Lucasade, get a fucking water, get my sister what she wants, get the drinks, turn around, ding, ding, ding. The match fucking ended. And I was like, for fuck sake. All I wanted to
Emmett
do...
will be delighted with this, sorry.
Oh, sure. All the times I was there, like, bullying Emmett, has come back to haunt me about the Scrappermania thing.
Yeah.
Literally, turned with my drink, bell goes, and I'm like, you're fucking kidding me. I just missed some fucking subculture. God fucking damn it. Luckily, though, I was there and I got to see the Grizzled Souls?
Greedy Souls.
Greedy Souls, sorry. I knew you'd know because we saw them in AEW. Got to see them come out and attack subculture and stuff. So I'm interested to see what they do there. The next match is the only match on the card I would say I did not enjoy. I thought it wasn't even meh. I thought it wasn't even okay. I thought it was terrible. That was shit. No disrespect to the three involved. The Undisputed British Women's Championship match. Alex Windsor, Mickie James, and I think her name is Hyan. I think her name is. It was. There was really nothing to it. I don't know if the crowd weren't into it, but this also kind of ruined the match for me. Was literally from the fucking first bell to the very end, like there was just this constant chant of hardcore country. So one side would do it, the other side would do it, one side would do it. This went on for the whole match, and it wasn't like loud chants. It was like maybe 20 people on the left side, 15 on the right, and going back and forward. It just, fair fucks to the lads. The commitment was unreal. It ruined the match for me, and the match itself just it didn't excite me. It really didn't. Like, I actually have more excitement in the No More Contender Battle Royal. So it was great to see Mickie James. I don't think I've seen Mickie James till then. I might have, with all the WWE events I've been to, and I just don't remember. But the fan chant ruined it, and the match itself just was there was nothing special to it. But then we get to the co-main event, which I really thought this was going to main event. Undisputed British Heavyweight Championship, Michael Oku versus Trent Seven. Trent Seven is a fucking amazing heel. I loved him as a face, but he's a fucking amazing heel. That man comes out, the fucking crowd booing the shit out of him because obviously he stole the belt from Oku at the last show. He's fucking brilliant. I can't remember what is Amira is Michael Oku's.
Amira, yeah.
Yeah, his missus. He put her through a fucking table. Who the fuck?
Driver as well.
Yeah,
like,
pile driver.
Put her through the table. Like.
Who the fuck does that? Just literally, I think she tried to do it first, and then whoever Trent has with him stopped it, and then Trent grabbed her, pile driver, bang through the table. I literally was like, oh my fucking god, who does that? Oku obviously being like, the partner, stuff like that, sees it, goes crazy, dives on the fucking ring, bang, 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 grabs his own table. First the spot kind of slips up. Then he didn't. It was supposed to be a table spot. The table didn't break. The table just slipped. I think it was Trent. Did he do a power bomb, or I think he grabbed much of the suplex and the turn? Did that, and the table literally just like went from flat to the side. It didn't break. Oku got the fucking win. It was such a fun match. Crazy fucking spots. The fans actually made this one a lot. Obviously everyone knows the Trent 7 fucking chant. Oh, Trent fucking 7. They have their own one there, where they're going oh, fuck off, Trent 7. I'm stealing that one. I'm bringing it to OTT. Thank you for that one, guys. But that was a fucking hell of a match. Very fun card. Very fun match. I actually forgot to mention as well when I was saying the subculture story. When I was like going back, I actually met. I was like after my drinks, I was going back up. I met Steffi Chu. She was coming down the fucking stairs, and I was like, "Oh, Steffi, what's up?" She was quickly run to the bathroom before the next match. Shout out to Steffi. Fucking forgot about that. Like she was literally coming. It was so random. But we got to the main event, and this is what made me go. I had to go see this. Shingo versus Ospreay. And holy fuck. Like this was like everything. This was wrestling with the technical style, with the high flying style. It was fucking everything you want to be. This to me was special because the first time I got to see Will Ospreay live. Never got to see Ospreay live before, and I really love fucking Will Ospreay, but I have even more of a love for Ospreay with the reaction, everything. Just like Joe, how you felt when you first saw Roman. That's exactly how I felt when I first saw Ospreay.
Yeah.
That's exactly how I felt when I first saw Ospreay. I was like, this dude is something else. That I'm not even going to tell you guys about the match. Go find the match, watch the match, enjoy it. You can find it. I think it's RevPro on Demand, Revolution Pro on Demand, whatever their thing is. That is Ishii Luke Jacobs. The Undisputed British Cruiserweight Championship match. Oku versus Trent, and Shingo versus Ospreay. Go watch them. Even the tag match between El Fantasma Shibata and Bullet Club. Go watch them. They were fucking great. Shingo Ospreay was such a pleasure to get to watch. And as well, Ospreay after the match got on the mic, talked about stuff going on, how he's so grateful for the opportunity he has the next night at Wembley, only to get attacked by Chris fucking Jericho. I knew there was no way they were gonna have Jericho in fucking London and not do something the night before with Ospreay. Came out, Judas Effect, fucking Codebreaker, just laid Ospreay out. He broke a fan's phone. Like he was walking away. I think it was Aussie Open came out. A fan was like recording. He went through the crowd. He was recording. Jericho slapped his phone up into the fucking air, and my sister said she saw it like come down and just like snap. I just broken fucking pieces. So that was fucking cool. To see Chris Jericho. I think that might have been my first time seeing Jericho live. Was attacking Ospreay. I'm not actually too sure. But it was a hell of a fucking card. I definitely, if given the chance, go to another RevPro show, because that anniversary show, I know that they probably won't have a card as big as it again. It was just so fucking. It was so good to watch. It was such a treat to watch. But the worst thing came afterwards. So obviously, I talked about Shibata and how happy I was to like I could die happy knowing I got to see Shibata wrestle live. I met up with Dean and I think it was Dean and Ryan, or was it just Dean? I know it was me, Steffi, Sam, and then Dean showed up. But Dean came over to me and Dean goes, "I just met Shibata." And I thought he was joking. I was like, "Oh yeah." He's like, "No, I just met Shibata." What? Shows me the photo. Me and Steffi are in shock. And he goes, "He's just there, like doing photos for people." I cannot tell you how fucking quickly me and Steffi ran. The two of us were like, we wanted to go see fucking Shibata. We run towards the entrance, and there's a security guard there, and he says, "I can't let you in." Steffi tries to use the excuse of, "I need to go to the bathroom. Can I just go to the bathroom?" He's like, "I cannot let you in. There's loads of pubs around." I said, "Look, there's a wrestler right there. I just want to go see him. Please. I can't let you in." Motherfucker, there's a wrestler who I want to fucking meet right fucking there. I get you're doing your job. I get that you probably got told not to let people back in. But we just lost Bray fucking Wyatt. This is probably the only chance I'll ever fucking see Shibata ever live. I want a photo with Shibata, and he just straight up not letting you in. Can't let you in. Go away. I was like, you know what? You're on my fucking death note now. You're on my fucking death now. I'm gonna find you, motherfucker, and I'm gonna fucking beat the shit out of you. Ruin my chance to fucking meet Shibata. I wasn't happy.
It's a bit crazy. In fairness, like, you know,
I
a
wasn't
bit crazy. Like,
he's
just
right
like,
there.
nah, you're not going in.
He was there. I'm not even joking. All right, he was about 5 feet from the door. Literally, he was. I was like, he's there. He's right fucking there. Just quickly, boop, photo. We'll leave. Nope, not letting you in. Fuck you. Fuck you, you cunt. Like, I do hope to get to see Shibata again and get a fucking photo. Apparently, he was super kind. Like, people were charging people for photos. Shibata was just like, do photo. Nope, that one fucking security guard was a cunt. It was the beginning of a fucking terrible, terrible time. Because I still have 3 more stories about possibly meeting people to go.
Mm-hmm.
So,
in fairness, that's a bit bad one. Look.
But I've been talking enough, Carmo. Obviously, actually, I have to talk about the fucking. Well, I'll talk about the box party and stuff like that in a bit. I'll let you talk about begin into your all in morning.
Yeah, so this is going to be pretty boring, and pretty standard, and it's going to be passed back to pretty much straight away.
Yay!
But got up, right onto the bus at about 10 o'clock in the morning, thinking, "Oh, we'll be there for about 11." I don't think many people will be there for about that time. Most people will probably got there about maybe 12, 1 o'clock. You know, maybe some of the wrestlers are walking around outside the stadium as they were the day before. Maybe we might get to meet one or two of them. And how bad that plan was terrible. Because we rocked down at about 11 o'clock and there was thousands of people all over the place.
Yeah.
All over the place. But it worked out fine. We got to queue up for a bit of merch and stuff like that. I will say merch selection wasn't great.
Terrible.
Not fantastic, yeah. Especially on the Wembley Way side of things anyway. So we kind of got a few bits of merch and we were like, okay, we'll go for a walk around the stadium and see what else is kind of happening. And that's kind of what we did. And that was kind of our preparation for the show.
So I'm gonna trail back to the merch thing because obviously we talked about this. We met up at Wembley. We talked about the Wembley, but first I want to talk about. So I had tickets to the. It was the All In like pre-show party, which was meh.
Yeah.
It was there to just go in, drink, have food. They had AEW up on the giant screen while they were playing music. They had a DJ there, and but before we got in there, right? This is 2 more times I could have met people. Well, 3. So I got there. I think it was either 9, 10 past 9, or maybe just before 9. And even then, there wasn't too many people, but there was still like an alright line for the box party, which was still an hour away. So me and my sister go up to Wembley and we start taking photos, of all the signs and just Wembley fucking Stadium, when you when you gonna do that again? We start taking photos and I start walking back, and who fucking walks past me? Anthony Ogogo. I was like, oh my god, it's Anthony Ogogo. Would have got up and got a photo with him, but that motherfucker had 4 security guards with him. And I thought, there's only me and my little sister. If any of them security guards think we're going to do something, there's no one there's no one to fucking help us. We're dead. So I thought, you know what? I got to see Anthony Ogogo. That's enough. Pretty cool. Tall motherfucker. Well, not that tall. He's just a bit more than me, but still. It was cool to see him. But this is the weird story, okay? So, again, this actually happened, I think, as we were walking back as well. I spotted Dean, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna see if like he noticed me and walk past. I was staring dead at him. He came right at me, Dean, his cousin Ryan, and his other mate. We're literally stood, I think, right across from Starbucks, just chatting shit. Just talking about what we're excited for, going over like, oh, I met this person, that person, and this random woman, okay, comes up, hands Ryan this. It's like a sticker, but it's an all access pass to All In. She says nothing. She hands him this pass, walks off. The 5 of us are staring at this thing like, what the fuck is this? Because all it goes is AAA, All In, Livewire, a couple other things, and had a phone number and everything. And they're just like, is this legit? Is this, like, what the fuck is this? Next thing, like, the woman is just like, she walked up a bit. She starts waving them to follow her. Already this woman has handled something completely random, said nothing, walked away. She's a hood up, and she's now waving them to follow. I thought, I'm not getting robbed today. You guys go find out what happens, and when you get robbed, let me know. Just I'll come save you. So I walk away, they follow. Meet up with them literally a minute later. We just met Soraya. You fucking what? Yeah, we just met Paige. You're telling me you didn't get robbed? Paige just happened to be around that corner where this random ass, sketchy as fuck, sus as fuck woman is waving you on. Yeah, show me the photo. They met fucking Paige. And I was like, what the fuck? Now, fair enough, I don't care for too much. I was like, it's alright. But what the fuck? Another opportunity fucking blown. To meet Paige. Like I told this story to Foxy, and even Fox is like, nah, seriously, I would have done the same thing. That's sketchy as shit. Who the fuck walks up, hands you something, says nothing, waves you on? I was like, exactly. So, could have met Paige. Then, about 5 minutes later, Audrey Edwards starts to walk up towards Wembley. And I'm like, gonna ask Audrey for a photo. The line for the fucking party starts moving, and my mother shuts me over like, come on, we're going in. We're next. Another fucking opportunity.
This is an all.
It's just
an all-round bad morning, really, wasn't it?
It just keeps getting worse. Like, I was like, well, bye, Audrey. Walk down to the fucking line, head down, just, it's like, so ya. That was Audrey Edwards. I could have got a photo with Audrey Edwards. As well, I must say as well, the lads, I don't know if they rang the number that was on that all access pass, and they kind of seemed to have no idea what the fuck they were talking about. So, like, they kind of came to agree, like, yeah, we're not going to use this in case we get thrown out.
Yeah.
So go into the party, spend X amount of I think I spent like 2 hours inside there. Ran into the IWE lads, Colin, Mark, Jerry, Liz. Ran into them, took an awesome photo with them. Kind of caught up with them. I think you came about an hour and a half, 2 hours later. I think it was like 12 o'clock you arrived or something like that. Or when you texted, you were there anyways.
I was there from 11. Yeah, I texted you about. I think it was about 12 1 o'clock in around there. Yeah,
So
somewhere in around that kind
yeah,
of time frame.
so I'm in there for a bit. Look, it was all right. This is where I have a massive issue. So, like Carmo said, the merch situation for All In was super all over the place. Okay, this All In party is supposed to have an exclusive shop, which it did for you. So this way, you're not waiting in lines outside. Everything is there for you. Whatever you want to buy, they have it. So many of the shops were missing bits and pieces. Like the exclusive one, it had the AEW World Title. My dad bought it. It's sitting over there. We got it. But then, outside had the TNT title. Only on certain ones. Like, not all of them had the TNT title. I think, did you guys say they had the TBS title as well or something like that?
I think they had the TBS title. I'm not 100% sure, but I think they did.
But, then there was the All In jersey. That wasn't on the inside, but it was on the outside. I was like, what the fuck? There was bits and pieces missing from each fucking shop that you, if you wanted to buy, if you were somebody who's like, I'm going to buy everything, you had to go to every single merchandise stand. Because, the one on the inside, I remember I bought, you actually can't see it above me, I'll just move it up. Just there, that's kind of right here, is the All In turnbuckle pad.
Yeah, you can see it.
Yeah. We bought that. Bought the event T-shirt. Blah blah blah. I bought an exclusive Jay Cargill, which I was told was an exclusive to the actual fucking party. It's like, is that exclusive to the party or the event? Oh, to the party. I'll take that. Only to fucking go to the fucking merchandise on himself, and there it was, fucking being sold there too. But I thought I was done. That's it. Done to anything else. I got my stuff. I'm good. Met up with Carmo, which that took me walking all around Wembley to find this big fucking cunt.
I sent him the wrong way.
He went right. I went right, and we were literally I was trailing behind him. Him and Gaff wanted to go to the merch table. I was like, yeah, I'll go with you guys for the walk to waste the time. Gets to the merch table. They've a CM Punk t-shirt and an FTR t-shirt. And I was like, they weren't at my fucking exclusive merch stand. What the fuck? Obviously I want an FTR t-shirt. Massive FTR fan. And then the Punk one, you hate Punk, but how good's that t-shirt?
I do hate Punk, but I still bought it. Yeah, it was quite a nice t-shirt.
It was a very nice, bright catcher fucking eye t-shirt. So I was like, well, I'm gonna have to buy those now because they did not have them on the inside. I don't know what the fuck, who set up the merch, who organized it, but you did a shit job.
Yeah, it wasn't great, to be honest. It could have been way better. Even a lot of the wrestlers that were on the card weren't even represented at the merch stand. I saw people mention it today. I think there was one stall that had a Darby Allin shirt.
Well, we went to.
There was one stall that had a House of Black shirt.
Yeah.
One stall had a Sting shirt. So that kind of way, it wasn't great. It was kind of mainly Adam Cole, MJF, Punk. There was a few FTR. There was a few Elite. There was no singular Kenny Omega shirt. There was no Hangman Page shirt. There was no Christian shirt. There was none of that sort of stuff. Even the Acclaim shirt they had wasn't great. It just said Scissor Me on it.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of the Scissor Me Daddy Ass, because if the Scissor Me Daddy Ass one was there, I would have definitely bought it. It's a shirt that you can't wear anywhere outside of a wrestling event, but I would have bought it.
We were trying to push him
So
to
yeah,
buy
I was
the.
kind of disappointed. They obviously had.
Sorry, me and Gaff were trying to
You
push
were
you
trying
to
to push me
buy
to buy.
the foam fingers. Me and Gaff were trying to push you to buy the foam fingers.
Yeah, yeah. You were also pushing me to buy the TNT title as well, which I came close to, but thankfully didn't.
Gaff was pushing you to buy it. I was pushing you to steal it. I'm
Yeah, that's true. Actually, yeah,
allegedly
we
I
came
was
close.
I was telling him to steal it. I didn't actually do it. Maybe.
Allegedly, after he just said I was telling you to steal it.
Yeah. I don't know who's been telling you guys things, but I did not tell him to do
Allegedly.
that. Allegedly.
But yeah, I thought that. Yeah, that's fair. But yeah, I thought the merch kind of area wasn't fantastic, really. And it actually said there was going to be merch inside the stadium as well, and I didn't see a thing of it. Not a notion of merch
I meant to actually ask you that
anywhere.
because even our side, like when we came in, it was bar food, bar food, bar food. I was like, where's the merchandise? Like,
Yeah,
I don't know.
none.
The merch situation just seemed to be like all over the place.
Yeah, I thought it was something that could have been done a little bit better. Now, if you think back to WWE had a lot of like event merch, if you will, do you know, that kind of way,
Yeah.
like the jerseys and I was there and the kind of Roman Drew sort of stuff. But they still had like Matt Riddle shirts, Seth Rollins shirts, you name it, they pretty much had their shirts, do you know, that kind of way. And they also had the big store as well, which anything that you didn't find at a merch stand, you'll get there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that was the only. It's the only complaint I have, and even at that, it's not really a complaint because I got what I kind of wanted. There's nothing that wasn't there that I kind of couldn't get, bar the Sesame Daddy ass. And again, you can obviously buy it online after the fact and stuff like that. But that was my only kind of complaint was the merch. And again, it's not even a complaint.
No.
It saved me a lot of money by them not having merch.
But he really wanted that TNT title.
I did. It was a nice title.
But obviously then it's the show. The show shows. All In. Now, you were on the floor. I think was it over by the stage?
Yeah.
So
it was at the far side of the stage, we'll say.
He was stalking me. I was just
Well,
who took a photo of who? Yeah.
So basically, I put a picture up where I was sitting. Martin put a picture up of where he was sitting. Martin was literally like in my eye line. I could see him. So I was like, I got to take a picture of this man. What was funny was when he looked up and he started like,
you
where,
saw that?
where? I can't see. As I was literally there standing there like that, waving at him.
I can't believe you saw that. That's true. I couldn't see you. That's actually hilarious. I can't believe you saw that. I saw the photo and I went, the fuck? How the fuck does he see me? And I'm looking around and this was like, what's wrong with you? Carmo can see us. Just see him. But again, didn't have my glasses. I can't believe you saw me doing that. Oh my god, that's brilliant.
Yeah. They're funny. They're very funny.
That's really fucking put me off. I can't believe you saw me doing that. Yeah, so my seats were kind of, I think, is it the 9th row or something like that? Like, so you got your floor seats, and we're like the people behind the kind of like the actual Wembley seats start. I was like the 9th row, which I was perfectly fine with. There was a lot of people giving out because that massive camera was blocking their view, and a lot of people left our section to go up higher just so they can actually see the event because of the camera. But like where I was sat, camera was to my right, big screen was there, I can see the ring. I was happy out. I actually thought it was gonna be a lot higher up, so I was well happy with my seats. And as well, the amount of people that were around me that I saw, like the IWE lads were literally 2 sections over. Fucking Robbie Mack was 3 sections over to my right. Fuck, who did I saw? Oh, there was someone who was actually like 2 sections over to my left. I can't remember who I saw. I remember seeing it on Instagram. Like, it seemed like the fucking spot to be for the Irish wrestling people, just to kind of be around it. But I will say one thing that AEW did brilliantly that the WWE did horribly. When I went to WrestleMania, the 2-hour pre-show was so boring, so miserable. AEW, it was like a fucking karaoke. It was so, like, the time just flew. Yeah. They were playing songs that people knew, people could sing along to, people could have fun with. Like, it was really, 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 really good. As well as with WWE, they always kind of put everything on the last hour. They put segments on the first hour of the pre-show, spread out perfectly, so you were entertained constantly. So it's one major thing I'd say to that AEW did brilliantly was the pre-show, the 0 hour. It went by so fucking fast, so fast.
Very much so, yeah. And the Miro with Powerhouse Hobbs thing was kind of cool as well, because we obviously got to see Corbin, Doris, Michael Oku, Leon Slater, and Simon Miller, which was pretty cool.
Why? Here's why.
Yeah, here's why. But yeah, it was pretty good. It was actually really, really good. And then obviously into the Jeff Jarrett segment, which I think it was kind of on the fence of whether it was going to happen or not. Out came Paul White and Anthony Ogogo, and the most disappointing moment of the entire weekend. Yeah.
It's the one thing. It is the one thing.
Guerrero.
Yeah.
Not that Guerrero appeared. I love the fact that Guerrero appeared.
Didn't have the song.
Like a Prayer didn't play.
Yeah.
And it ruined it. Ruined the whole thing.
Yeah, I had my phone ready because if Like a Prayer had started, that place was going to erupt. I remember,
place was going to go mental.
If I still have the video, because I may have deleted it out of anger, I remember being like, oh, what the fuck? When it was literally just his name pops up and that's it. And Big Show's theme's still playing.
I think everyone thought.
I thought they fucked up.
I think everyone thought that they ruined it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought they fucked up. It's like, oh, now when Big Show comes to the ring and he does his, like, blah, 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 here's someone you're like, I thought, oh, yeah, they've ruined it. Greato's coming. No, Grato walked out, and I was like, oh, fuck. All I'm saying, All In,
ruined it.
2024, Tony Khan, buy the fucking rights to the song and just let the magic happen.
Yeah, just do it. Just let it happen. It wasn't his fault, in fairness. Madonna is apparently very sticky about giving out rights to songs and stuff like that. So it wasn't his fault.
That motherfucker got Seek and Destroy. He can get a Madonna song.
That's true. Do you know what? He got Final Countdown.
He got Final Countdown. He got Queen, which we'll get into.
Yeah, he did get Queen.
So he can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Obviously, then that ended the first hour of the 0 hour. But the first hour, the last hour then kicks off with what I thought was probably probably top 3 matches of the night. Better Than You, Baby, and Aussie Open. That match was so much fucking fun. Oh my god, MJF is he is something.
That was my second time seeing Aussie Open. My first time, believe it or not, was actually at Scrapper Mania last year, where they went up against Kings of the North, which is quite fun. Actually, no, they didn't. They went up against Be Cool and Danny Cross for the tag team title.
He said his name right. He said his name right.
Yeah. I did. He sent me a message about it, so I was like, look, I better cop on.
Did he?
No, he didn't. I'm only joking.
Oh.
That kangaroo kick. Oh my god. The best thing ever witnessed. And be in the building for unbelievable.
I love the way he set it up. Just as they're going on the corner. Kangaroo kick.
Yeah. And then the little bang.
Yeah.
Oh, so good. Brilliant. Excellent match. Excellent match.
And I did not expect them to get the win. Adam Cole and MJF kicking off the night, getting that win. I really didn't. I thought Aussie Open were going to retain.
I was the same. I fully expected Aussie Open to retain.
But then, the match before the Brawl In, Jack Perry, Hook.
Yeah.
That was such a fun match. Such a fun
Do you know what? Actually, really, really good match. Really, really good match.
It was a very fun match.
Yeah.
I kind of knew when the match was coming up because there was these guys with the letters of Hook on their thing, and whoever the head of the camera thing in AEW was telling the lads like, hold the second up, hold it up, hold it there, now. Up goes the side, Hook's theme plays. He set it up perfectly. Even in London, Hook's over. But it's well.
Yeah, Hook's over everywhere.
I always thought that Hook was just meh. You know, he's all right, but like, oh my god, when his song comes on, you just feel like, oh, here comes this fucking ass kicker.
Yeah, it's very, very cool. Now, same for Jack Perry, in fairness, but it was actually funny though when his entrance started playing. I turned to Gaff, who was beside me, and I was like, "Oh, look, it's Leighton Buzzard."
I did the same thing. I turned to Sarah and I went, "He ain't no Leighton Buzzard."
Which was funny, but yeah, the match itself was actually really, really good. You obviously had the spot with the car, and the windshield and stuff like that, which was quite good. I was a little disappointed Taz didn't get involved for a little bit, but that's not even a complaint. Overall, I thought the match was really, really good. Really kind of set you up for the show, those first two matches.
Oh yeah,
really
much so.
For the show.
You'd actually forget that was a pre-show.
Yeah, you actually would. Yeah.
You know, that's the quality of the match.
Which was really, really cool.
Just the Hook went over, taking the FTW title back. Very, very fun. Obviously, then we got to see the Brawl In. Am I joking? Pre-show ends, and we go straight in to All In. I thought they made the right choice. Tony made the right choice. Punk Joe kick off the show. I thought that was a great way to get the show going. And let me just say, I've seen Samoa Joe live before, but he was on a completely different level in that match.
Insane, really, really good. But like, what even got me was the entrances alone. Because like Joe came out, everyone was like, Joe.
Yeah.
You could tell who was over from the crowd. Like, Punk came out, everyone sang his song. As soon as he stepped into the ring, the boos were deafening. It was unreal. I've never experienced a boo like that in a long time. Probably Clash was probably the closest one.
Sorry, I was actually saying this though. If you watch it back, like people pay-per-view, it doesn't actually do it justice. Like even the song, you can kind of hear it, but like the place was so loud. It was so loud, especially the boos were so loud.
Yeah, that was the only problem I heard from people watching it back. Show itself was fantastic, but crowd weren't mic'd properly or mic'd well enough, because there was even chants going around the Wembley Stadium for some of the matches that you can't actually hear, which is kind of a bit sad. But
no, I thought the Joe Punk, brilliant match, brilliant way to kick off the show. Joe messing with the crowd, like, putting punch to the table and just being like, oh, wanker,
Yeah,
I thought
brilliant.
I thought it was a great way to hype up the crowd. Jeez, what was the second match then? Was it the 6-way then?
Six man,
yeah. So we had
6-man.
We had Bullet Club Golds, Jay White, Juice Robinson teaming up with Takeshita, which again doesn't do it justice. That man got booed. Also, I will say this: Takeshita to me has the most annoying theme song in the game today. That the sound was going right through.
I do agree with that. But What I will say, it wasn't Takeshita that was getting booed. It was Don freaking Callis. Don freaking Callis was getting booed
Actually,
out of the building.
I've got the funny parts to point out. But then Hangman comes out, and that was the first point that we actually got pyro. To see the pyro go up on the stage, go up on above the ring, and then up top of Wembley was really, really cool. Carmo, we got to see Kota Ibushi.
Yeah, I was pinching myself at that. To be honest, even Kenny and Hangman as well. It's the first time I've ever seen them. Even Jay White, to be honest, as well. Like,
I
it was
mean,
just insane.
it was the
That
first.
was the thing that got me for most of the show. Was that, like, a lot of these people I've seen before in WWE shows or other shows or whatever else, like, but certain people that it's like, this could be once in a lifetime moment to see these people wrestle live. Now, obviously, with the announcement that came at the end of the show, it's not, but it was a really, really cool kind of moment.
My favorite thing was like the match could be going on, things could be happening, but the second Don Callis' face showed up on that screen, instantly, boos from everyone. It doesn't matter what was happening. It could be a high spot, whatever. When they showed Don Callis' face, the stadium erupted with boos.
It erupted. It was so loud. So loud.
It was brilliant. Oh my god. Obviously then Takeshita getting the win for his team. Again, it was super fun to see them guys. I do hope to see in a year's time. I don't know how long this story is going to be. I'd love to see Takeshita Omega live. I don't think it'll happen. Obviously, it's happening this Sunday. But I would actually love to see them. Go on.
I'm gonna one up you. So I would much rather see Kenny Omega and Bryan Danielson at All In 2 or All In 3, All In 2024. Omega and Danielson, I think, would be perfect for that kind of a crowd.
Not a bad show. And then obviously the next match. I think I brought it upstairs. Let's see. My boys, FTR versus the Young Bucks. I was so ready. I thought that was going to be the co-main event. I was shocked it went third. I thought both teams had like really like superstar entrances. Both got great reactions. I know you wouldn't have seen this, but you know what are they called? You know those fucking colorful things that they get tossed into the streamers.
They're like streamers.
There was a little child that had the child was almost covered in streamers. The amount of streamers that they took from there was a security guard walking, and he just like, "Can I have?" And the security guard just went, "Yeah, all right." It was almost covered in streamers. The amount of streamers the man gave to him. That was really cool entrance.
That's hilarious.
By the Young Bucks. The streamers with the pyro above and everything like that. FTR obviously coming out, as normal as can be. I thought they put on a fucking instant classic. I thought that was probably the best match of the three they put on.
Yeah, I'd be inclined to agree. It just had so many over and backs. Like the Shatter Machine by the Young Bucks onto FTR and the kick out. The Shatter Machine from the FTR onto the Young Bucks and the kick out. Like super kicks, the BCE trigger. There's so much.
It seemed like the match was never going to end,
and it could have ended it so many times.
Yeah,
100%. It was like Young Bucks are winning, no FTR win it, no Young Bucks are winning, no FTR win it, and it just went over and back, over and back. It was like a game of tennis, for a want of a way to explain. Like, but it was a brilliant match. To be there for it live made it just even more special. And I will add that the Wheeler got a gun chants from the crowd were amazing.
Yeah,
were amazing.
Wheeler's got a gun, got a gun. Wheeler's got a gun.
It was brilliant. Like, it was so good.
Were you happy with the result?
I was. I didn't think there was any need for the Young Bucks to take it. I like the run that FTR are on at the moment. I know they're doing a bit of an 8-man tag it all out, which I find a bit strange, but it's okay. But I'm interested to see where FTR go from here, or who kind of steps up to take them on. I would love to see FTR as the open match.
What was your thoughts on the Young Bucks not taking the handshake?
It's it's a weird one because I can see him going down that kind of heel route where they've been already before, and it was kind of actually that they were just changing out of it in the last couple of weeks. So it's an interesting one because they were with Kenny for so long. Kenny obviously said that he wanted to go out and do his own thing, and it's an interesting one. But I don't think that rivalry's over by any stretch of the means. There will be another match, if not two. They might do a kind of a best of five because obviously that was the third one, so they might do two more and do a best of five. But yeah, you're never going to turn down a match like that because it's just going to get better and better and better and better.
So I'm gonna let you take this one quite simply for the fact of where you were sitting. You probably would have got to see a lot more than me, because this match was very much mainly over by the stage and in the back. Stadium Stampede in Wembley Stadium. The BCC.
It's actually funny, you probably got to see more of it than I did.
No, we literally got to see fuck off. We had to watch on the fucking TV the whole time.
Yeah, we were kind of close to the same, really. Gaff ran over right to where they came out because he was able to, because we were on the floor, which was kind of cool. But yeah, the match itself I thought was actually quite good. I think it was one of those situations where no matter where you were in the crowd, unless you're pretty high up, you didn't really have a great kind of vantage point of it. So I think it was kind of very much a match for people watching at home. For what it was and for where we were, I thought the match was actually brilliant. Eddie Kingston obviously going up to the balcony and everything like that in Wembley Stadium. I thought he was going to throw Claudio or Wheeler Yuta, off the stage. Fully convinced. I was like, he's gone. No hope. He's gone. Obviously got a bit of a glimpse of session with Martina in that room as well, where they ended up fighting in that kind of bar area.
Poor Darius got his
but match
kicked.
itself was. He did, unfortunately, again. The match itself was quite good. John Moxley taking those spikes to the head were crazy.
My god! I probably have a video, or Sarah has a video. I cringed so much. I was like, ah!
Yeah, crazy. We obviously got Sue, Trent Beretta's mother, who came out with the cookies and the tray.
We can die happy knowing that we got to see Sue.
Wow. Yeah, we can. Orange Cassidy as well. Wow, his entrance was like Roman for me. It's just next level. And the BCC Santana and Ortiz, incredible. We obviously got Penta as well, which was a bit strange that he came out as like two different entrances.
I thought it was cool because you got to see Penta El Zero Miro, and then you got to see it wasn't Penta Osoro. It really wasn't. He came out in his normal red gear. He wasn't in the Penta Osoro gear at all.
No. Which was cool. It was funny. Yeah, it was funny. But the match itself, I think from the stadium, unless you were high up, wasn't great. But even still being there was pretty good.
It was very. My main thing the whole time was like, okay, last time Eddie Kingston came back with a fucking gas tank and wanted to set, was it Claudio or was it Daniel on fire? I was like, if that motherfucker comes out with like
I think it was Claudio.
Possibly. If that motherfucker comes out with like a flamethrower or something, I'm done. Look, it was a barbed wire chair, so I was a little like, oh, that would be fucking crazy if he came out with something crazy again. But I was quite happy with the match. I do agree with you. It definitely felt more for the people at home than the people in the stadium, because you really couldn't keep up. You really could not keep up with everything. But I very much enjoyed Stadium Stampede. I wish I got to run over and see the fucking lads make their entrance. But
I wish I did as well, to be fair. I just said sitting.
No, I stay here. I good. I'm happy here.
Yeah, pretty much. I run, I fall, and I break leg.
If Gav has a video of their entrance, I need to go get it off him. But next then is the...
He might do, actually.
I have to ask him. It's the Fatal 4-Way for the AEW Women's Championship. Hikaru Shida versus Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, versus Saraya versus Tony Storm. I actually thought that was a cool moment of her coming out with her whole family. Especially, I thought it was a cool moment for Ricky Knight Jr. To get to experience that entrance.
Yeah, I'd agree with that as well. And coming out to Queen as well at Wembley Stadium, like how amazing must that be? Let alone coming out with your family for probably the biggest match of your career. It was the biggest match of anybody's career that was on that show. Like, so that kind of and like, it's madness, insane. But I knew from the entrance alone that I was like, she's winning the title. There's no doubt in my mind she's winning the title.
I didn't. I thought Hikaru Shida was going to retain. I thought that I really felt like she deserved to retain. She carried the division throughout the pandemic, so I really thought that she deserved to have that acknowledgement. Like, here, this is your reward for being so good in front of nobody. You get the biggest crowd. But look, she got.
Yeah, I'd agree with that as well. But
what?
No, I'd agree with that as well, but like, you know, obviously it just went the other way. But I did think the match was kind of a little overshadowed by the Outcast thing. Between like Tony Storm, Saraya, and Ruby Soho. What I will say is that submission move that Saraya got Tony Storm into, and then the stomp by Britt Baker was devastating.
I remember I thought. What?
No, I thought her head was gone. I thought it was going to end up in the middle or through the ring, even not even in the middle of it, through the ring. It was that scary, you know.
I agree. It was and as well where I was sitting, you heard the fucking thump of it. It was like, oh dear God, she dead. She dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. As you said, Saraya got the win. It was a big moment for her then, to have in Wembley. You know, like for somebody who got told you're never gonna wrestle again to winning a major title in front of 81,000 in Wembley is pretty fucking big. So, shout out to her.
You said it a while ago. You said it a while ago that you weren't majorly a big Saraya fan. I'm kind of the same. I was never that kind of into her as a wrestler or anything like that. But it was a very good feel-good moment, and I think even for people that don't like her or despise her, I think you can't not feel glad for the story that she's had, where she's come from, and the moment itself. So that kind of
you can relate to it very much. So it was like, you know, it was a very big thing for her. But
absolutely,
obviously next then, my favorite person in AEW, he's worked everyone. Christian Cage teaming up with Swerve to take on Darby and Sting. This was a brilliant match.
Two things I will say just before we even get into the match. Swerve's entrance is amazing. Even though he was a heel, the crowd didn't like him. He got the crowd going. Got him so well going. And then Swerve's house. But again, then as well, he was actually someone I saw at the first Grapplemania I was at as well. So it was really kind of like a turnaround kind of thing. And Seek and Destroy for Sting and Darby Allin. Oh my God. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. You can't say anything else about it. It was so good.
It was a great match. I thought when they like kind of went dark, I thought, oh, I wonder if they'll do something for Wyndham. And then Seek and Destroy came on, and I was like, you know what? I'll let it slide. This fucking class, and the fucking crowd sing along to it. Oh my God, it was a fucking moment. I like Justin's thing of, that is Darby Allin, and this is Sting. Love it. Fucking love it.
Very
I think they've been the best pairing together since Sting came to AEW. I do feel like when the day comes, he has to pass the torch to Darby.
I think it has to be a Sting Darby Allin match. And like you make it out like a hardcore match, whatever it is, because Sting's going to be jumping off ladders, Darby's going to be jumping off whatever. through coffins, through tables, through chairs, through ladders, through steps, through whatever you want. But I think it has to be that. I think it's the perfect way for Sting to bow out is for someone like Darby Allin.
And then it's time to elevate the matches here a bit, because this was the match. Well, it was mainly for the person. Will Ospreay, Chris Jericho, back to back, crazy entrances, getting to sing Judas, getting to sing Elevated. It was such a fun experience. I will say, hand up, I thought anyone but Chris in terms of who he should face. I thought Jericho is just not going to be on that same level. I was wrong. I will say I was wrong. I very much enjoyed the match.
You know what? I was actually the opposite. I thought Chris was kind of a perfect opponent, especially for the situation that he was in, because the amount of stuff Will can learn off someone like Chris Jericho, even though Will doesn't need to learn, he definitely doesn't. We all know that. But I think it was a good person for him to kind of get in there and mix around with, especially in a situation like Wembley. I thought Chris wasn't up to standard. I thought Will carried the match a lot, but that was just from when I watched it there and then. I'm yet to watch back certain parts of the show, and that was one of the matches that I haven't watched back. So I might have a different opinion watch it back, but I thought it was very much carried by Will and just kind of showed where Chris. I feel like Chris might be coming close to the end of his wrestling times, or at least wrestling full time. But the match itself was brilliant. How that singing Fozzy live is just incredible.
Oh, it's fucking brilliant.
But like same again goes back to the punk thing that we talked about earlier on. As soon as the song ended, boo, 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 boo. But as soon as Will Ospreay's music started, oh my god, the place lifted, absolutely lifted. It was brilliant. I do want to shout out as well before I let you talk about the match. Two things from Will Ospreay. One, on the side of his outfit, he did have a lot of the promotions written on it, and OTT was one of them. Very, very cool moment. And under his actual, I presume pants is kind of what you call them, really, or the tights. He did have the Uptown Funkers shorts on, which was a really, really kind of cool touch of moment back to Ryan Smile as well, which was really, really brilliant. But I kind of that kind of just shows what kind of a guy Will Ospreay is as well. But yeah, really, really brilliant moment.
No, I will say I didn't actually pay too much attention more to, like if Chris was up to par or like that. I thought both kind of put on like a brilliant match. I really, really enjoyed it. It was that match was the fucking. It's not a neck breaker, but you know what I'm on about, where he fucking dropped him on the apron. I think it was Jericho dropped Will's fucking head on the apron. Yeah. Oh my god! I
German suplex.
It was a German. I thought it was a kind of a modified over the head and fucking.
No, German. Oh, okay. It was German.
I remember seeing that and I went, "Oh my god! I would never take a bump like that. It looks so sore. It does not look fun at all." I thought they
scary.
I thought they both put on a fucking phenomenal match. I really, really enjoyed it. As someone who thought it would be really, really shit, really, really enjoyed it. To get to see Will Ospreay for a second time, I was fucking delighted, and I cannot wait till Saturday. Right?
Yeah.
I cannot wait for tonight.
Saturday.
When you guys are listening to this, to see Will Ospreay for the third time. Possibly the final time in OTT. We'll see what the future holds. My one thing is, I hope that Will comes out after the show. I'd love to have a photo and just say fucking thank you, because that man is just like I cannot express the love I have for that man after this weekend. Like, just to get to see him live, the way he presents himself. I very much related with his story about being a loser in school, being a fuck up and stuff like that. So I'd love to get a fucking photo and stuff with him after OTT. Obviously, we'll see what happens there. But I cannot wait to see Will Ospreay again.
Same, exact same. I would love to get a picture with Will even just to sit down with him and talk, and not even sit with him, just kind of meet him and talk to him for like a minute or two, as you kind of do when you do meet people in these kind of situations. But to be able to get a picture with Will on tonight as the episode goes out, would be pretty special. Would be pretty special.
And if never mind, I'll say, and if you're listening to this before the show comes out, I'm pretty sure the show starts when this goes out. But look, hey presto.
Close enough, yeah.
Then we got our co-main event, which if you were to ask me what's going to be the co-main event, I definitely would not have picked this one. The Trios Championship match, the Acclaimed and the Badass Billy Gunn versus the House of Black. I thought
here's one little complaint that I have about it. Oh. One little complaint, and it's not even a complaint. So one thing I thought about the entire show, it was very match ends, match starts, match ends, match starts, match ends, match starts. There was no kind of gap in the middle, nothing. So that kind of way, you played your little video package, which was about a minute long, and then you're into the match. If they dimmed the lights in the arena for just 2 minutes before the House of Black entrance went off, just so the crowd could have sang He's Got the Whole World in His Hands, and did the Fireflies, it would have been excellent, because they tried to do it, but the music overpowered it. Now, we got the Fireflies, brilliant, loved it, great moment. But I would have liked if they gave us that kind of 2 minutes just to done He's Got the Whole World in His Hands.
No, I agree with that. I thought that's what I thought they were going to do it for Darby and Sting. Obviously, that I was completely wrong. I'd like to touch bringing the lantern out by Buddy, and then they walked around it in sign of respect. I thought the match was fucking brilliant. The Acclaimed are so over. The fucking rap. So what I love about the rap, he does the first thing about the Prince, and then the second one, people were still like kind of going, oh, about the first rap, that nobody heard the second part of the rap. There was like no reaction to it because people were still reacting, and then they kind of got them back. The match itself was fucking brilliant. There was no doubt in my mind that fucking the Acclaim were going over. Like, no doubt in my mind.
Yeah. Same as that. I'd say going into the event that there was going to be 2 title changes, and that was that match and the women's match, by the fair idea Saraya was going over. The Acclaimed are just brilliant, and having Billy Gunn back with him as well is just unbelievable. The House of Black is so good as well. I love their kind of characters. I love their entrance, their gimmicks, everything like that. But the match really didn't disappoint. Really did not disappoint. It was so over and back, and it could have gone either way at so many different points in the match. But I do think the right decision was finally giving it to the Acclaimed.
Yeah, 100%. The right guys won in that match. There's not anything else. I love the one touch I love is like that they've very much built the House of Black on respect, and that even though they lost their belts, they handed them over. You did it. You beat us. There's our sign of respect.
Very, very cool moment as well. Yeah. Very, very cool.
And then, no, I thought this show was pretty long until I watched it back, and even talking about it now, we're already at the main event. MJF versus Adam Cole, baby. 81,000 people singing MJF's theme song, which has no lyrics.
Yeah, which was mad. Absolutely mad. Shout out to Miley Grace as well, who was actually part of the entrance people. She actually got hit by a ladder. She is okay though. But yeah, pretty cool to see those kind of people, as we talked about.
How the fuck did she get hit by a ladder?
Part of this. Do you know when the chair got pushed up to where the ladder to where he walked down off the chair?
Yeah.
She got hit off the chair, sorry. The steps. Straight away the chair got pushed up to where the steps was. The fella pushing the chair just went a little too far. It kind of hit her on the side. But she is okay. She's fine.
Carmo has texted her himself,
Yeah, just making sure everyone's okay. Carvin's okay. Teresa's okay. Everyone's okay.
But he never asked about Simon Miller. He just doesn't care.
He's too over, man. He's too over. I can't
Why?
get in touch with him.
Here's why. I thought the main event was fucking brilliant, and I'm just gonna say this right now: MJF, 0 hour main event, stole the show, had the crowd in the fucking palm of his hands. What a fucking character! I love the quick turn. It went from MJF as a cunt to Cole as a cunt, back to MJF, and then full on Adam Cole once he ripped that fucking baby shirt off him. It was all Adam Cole as a cunt.
Do you know what I will say about MJF? It's a situation now where, and certain people will disagree with me when I say this, but in times of wrestling, you always have that main guy. So it would have been Bruno Sammartino, Ric Flair, Hulk Hogan, Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart, Austin Rock, Cena. A lot of people would claim Roman Reigns for now. I would claim that guy now as MJF. That guy is so freaking over. For people to boo Adam Cole, who people love, absolutely adore, who were doing boom and Adam Cole, baby, throughout his entire entrance, over like MJF, insane. He is the most over wrestler in the world today. And just being able to be in that crowd and hear them for what they were chanting and how much love and praise and everything like that they gave to him, and his wrestling ability is so good, so good. I would say he's within the top 5 best wrestlers in the world today, 100%. Without a doubt.
I loved
phenomenal.
The double clothesline spot. The 2 point shirt. Double clothesline! Duck underneath each other's clothesline. I thought it was fucking hilarious. The fucking... go on.
Go on.
The brain buster on the steps. Oh my fucking God. Then followed up by the pile driver on the fucking announce table. I love as well how the whole match was MJF didn't want to do it to Cole, but Cole had no problem doing it to MJF.
The story of the match was so good. The story of the match was brilliant. If you actually want to like show somebody a storytelling match or a match that does really, really good storytelling, that's your match.
Yeah.
The storytelling throughout that entire match was just unmatched. I would go as far as saying that will probably potentially be my match of the year.
I agree. Obviously, we'll see that when we come to it at the end of the year. You can quote Carmo. Today's the 31st of the 8th. If you want to quote Carmo in just a couple of months, if he doesn't pick that as his match of the year. But no,
unless something gets pulled out of the bag from Irish wrestling, then that's probably going to be my match of the year.
Don't worry, Denny Cross will do that. And then obviously,
hopefully,
MJF. I think was it a double pinfall or was it a double count out? There was a double pinfall.
It was a double count out, I believe. Double pinfall.
Both guys. It ended in a draw. Obviously, we weren't happy. Cole says, "Give us 5 more minutes." Max goes, "No, we're going all the fucking way to be the winner." Match restarts. You had the stuff with Roderick Strong and Adam Cole, him in the belt. Cole refused, much like MJF refused. MJF went over again, did this stuff with the belt, and friendship just like, I love the fact that those two can chant like friendship going. Like, I agree with you. That's probably match of the fucking year. And then obviously after the match as well,
so good.
After the match as well, we had the announcement: we're going all in again in a year's time, August 23rd, 2024. All in London returns.
It's insane. It's absolutely insane. No, I think I was one of the only people that saw it on the screen before they announced it.
I saw it on the screen.
I don't think a lot of people copped that it was actually on the screen. Yeah. But yeah, like a madness that they even did it to do Wembley, and like I think they weren't even 5 years after the first ever All In. To do Wembley and have the highest selling wrestling show in the history of wrestling shows, and then to go, fuck everybody, we're doing it again next year. Madness. madness. But I can guarantee you one thing: we'll be there. We'll be
100%. I
all in.
said that. I said that fucking. I was like, yeah, I'm definitely doing it again next year. One of the mark things I did was I got some of the confetti.
Gaff got. I was going to grab it and I didn't, but I think Gaff got some.
I like was looking around because like not much of it fell over to our side. And I said to Desiree, I was like, "Oh, do you see any confetti? I'd like to just have some to put into a plaque." And she goes, "Oh, there's some there." I just happened to see that where they kind of covered the first two rows, there was a blue one. So I went down, I grabbed it. I saw the red and the white on like a far side where I couldn't reach. I called over the security guy. I said, "Sorry, mate, come here. Can I have for 2 seconds?" I said, "This is going to be the strangest question you probably get asked. But you see those two pieces of confetti? Can you get them for me?" And fair fucks to him. He was like, 100%, grabbed them, handed it to me. I said, "Have a good day." And I was like, "Where were you when I wanted to meet Shibata? You would have let me in. I
Yeah,
know you would have let me in." So I was
yeah,
well
we
happy. I
gotta
got
let you
one of
in.
each piece of confetti to put into like an all-in frame with the tickets and stuff like that. So I was well fucking happy. I thought the show as a whole, I probably one of the best shows I've ever been to.
It's definitely up there, 110%. It's definitely up there. Um, it was better than Clash
Yeah,
last year, I thought. Um, the only show I will say it's on par on for me, and it's a mad comparison, and everyone will say so. It's the last Hard Knock show, but that was just for personal reasons as much as anything. But as like a big promotion and everything like that, to be part of such a like historic moment, because they'll only ever be the first. You know, like kind of way they'll
yeah.
do it next year, and they'll probably sell more tickets and yada yada. But for it to be the first and to be there and to be live and everything like that, that was really really cool, really really special.
I just want to say as well to other people who are like, "Ah, they clearly that's not 80,000 people. There's so many fucking empty seats. There was 9,000 seats unsold. You could literally look around and be like, that's about 9,000 seats, yeah." Like there was I truly believe there was 81,000 people inside there. There was definitely like, I was looking around. I was like,
There
yeah,
was, yeah.
there was a lot of empty seats up the top. I was like, no, that's about 9,000 seats. So it's a 90,000
Yeah, I don't
fucking
know what the
stadium.
actual number. Yeah, I don't know what the actual number of empty seats or anything like that was, but I can tell you this much. Judging even by all the texts that I got literally about an hour after the show from people who weren't at the show, it'll be a sellout next year. It'll be a sellout next year. 110%.
And I can't wait to do it all again. We're going all in again, Carmo. Can't wait to fucking do it.
Yuppa.
My final thoughts the whole weekend was great. I thought it was probably one of the best weekends of wrestling, excluding the fact I could have met Shibata, could have met Paige, could have met Obj Edwards, and I make this one worse. I actually forgot to share this story. So I think I told you guys in the group chat, but I could have met Fozzy. Fozzy apparently were staying in the
Yeah.
same hotel as me, and I didn't know. My sister had texted me. I think it was the shit. Was it? I think it was the night before All In. Hey, there's an American band downstairs, and I thought, well, why are you telling me? Because like to me, Fozzy and all of them
Yeah.
are at the hotel, next to the stadium. That's where they are. So I just brushed it off. Whatever. The day after All In, I'm going downstairs. I'm in the elevator, and a guy noticed my CM Punk t-shirt. He goes, "Oh, were you there last night?" I said, "Yeah, yeah." He goes, "Did you know that Fozzy was staying in the hotel?" I went, "Really? Oh, that's cool." Blah. It's like, "How'd you know?" "Oh, I met them." "Oh, that's really, really cool." And then in that instant, my head went, "Wait a second." So my sister was downstairs. I went, "Desiree, that American band, was that Fozzy?" "Oh, I don't know." "What were they? What did they look like?" "Well, they did have Fozzy t-shirts on." I've never face palmed so hard in my life. I was just like,
Yeah.
I could have met Fozzy. It was a terrible weekend, but I'm
Yeah.
gonna hope that all this terrible not meeting people stuff is gonna lead to me meeting Will Ospreay, and that being the big payoff, the big reward at the end of the rainbow. Come on, Ospreay!
It'll be worth it. It'll be worth it all after that.
But I very much enjoyed All In weekend. It was a great weekend of wrestling. I had fun in London, and I can't wait to do it again next year.
Yeah, very much looking forward to it. Very, very much looking forward to it. I will ask you this. We've done it after certain shows that we've been to and stuff like that. Out of 10, I want you to rate the full weekend and just the actual show. So 2 separate out of 10s.
The whole weekend, I'd give 8.5 out of 10. And the reason there's 0.5 missing,
Good score.
one, because of the whole merch fucking annoyance, and two, Shibata. That really, really pissed me off. The show as a whole, I want to give it a 10, but I'm going to go with 9.5. 9.5 out of 10. The reason I don't want to give it a 10 is I'll agree with you on the fact that I would have liked a bit more kind of pause, give us a moment type of thing, instead of just like rushing through the entire event.
Yeah, that's pretty fair, to be fair. That's pretty fair. For me, for the weekend, I'd probably give it an 8.5, I'd say. And that's partially my own fault because I should have been there a day earlier, which would have meant I would have got into RevPro and I probably would have been able to get around Wembley a bit earlier and stuff like that. But that's my own fault. The merch I will agree with, which is kind of self-explanatory as we talked about. For the show itself, I'd probably give it a 9. I think the setup and everything like that in the show and the matches were outstanding. You can't fault them at all. I think the booking of the show was a little bit rushed. I would have liked maybe kind of that kind of build up to a lot more of the matches.
Yeah.
It felt like certain moments in the matches were kind of like a build up to All Out. It was kind of like almost using All In to kind of build All Out, which I get it. You're a week apart to build the shows. He probably didn't have a choice over the Wembley weekend over different bits and pieces going on. But I'd give it a solid 9. I reckon next year will be 10 times the show that this year was, because I know they'll have that experience. It was also their first stadium show, so trying to learn that experience of being able to run the show in that kind of environment, where to mic up the crowd, where to kind of get your cameras and everything like that set up. So I think it's a big learning moment for them. So I do think next year will be 10 times the show as this year was.
Completely agree. I think the biggest thing I'm looking forward to next year now is the biggest rematch of the year. The All In rematch between CM Punk and Jack Perry. Can't wait for it.
I'm not even going to talk about it, to be honest. I don't want to. I really don't. I really don't. I'll let yourself and Emma go on a spiel about that for like 15 minutes.
I couldn't give a fuck. I think it's hilarious.
I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it.
Look, we'll leave it there.
It's funny more than anything, but I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait for a lot more of the stuff to come up before I do say anything about it.
I'm gonna keep joking about it. But I really much enjoyed the weekend. I enjoyed being in London as a whole. London was expensive. Fuck that security guard. I can't believe I nearly met so many fucking people and it didn't happen. And to everyone I got to meet, Sam, Steffi, Dean, Ryan, Dean's cousin, their other mate, to the IWE guys, it was great to get to meet you all at the event. I really didn't think I'd meet anybody. So just to get to fucking stop and chat with fucking people I know was actually really nice and actually helped make the weekend a bit more. Until I got to Wembley and ran into him.
Yeah, that's fair. I was going to say the same thing. So it's all okay.
But yeah, I don't think there's anything else more to say. Obviously, look, I'm going to give the last 5 to 10 minutes of this podcast to acknowledge the elephant in the room that last week a fucking terrible loss. A fucking I can't even believe that these words are about to come out of my mouth. Obviously we lost probably the best storyteller, the best entertainer, to the wrestlers, an absolutely amazing guy. We lost Wyndham Rotunda, Bray Wyatt, as we all know. When I woke up and I saw that, first I didn't believe. I woke up to 5 different people messaging me, saying, "What the fuck is this?" And then I saw the post itself. I was really taken aback. Bray Wyatt was, as I said, he was one of my absolute favorites. If you go back, we did a whole episode based on his return. I think it was the week of Extreme Rules and how excited we were. You can hear how giddy I was. Bray Wyatt was one of my favorites, absolutely one of my favorites. That man, the fact that he would say things years prior and bring it to promos and teasers of this day and age was something fucking special, something fucking amazing. Just the long build and stories that he would tell. He gave us the Fiend, who was probably one of the most creative characters ever made in the WWE. It was absolutely fucking shocking to wake up, have that news. Our love and prayers go out to the Rotunda family, to Jojo, to his 2 kids. There will never, ever, ever be another Bray Wyatt.
Never, no, no, to be honest. I'm not going to say a lot about it now because I'm hoping that we do get to do like an episode on it,
Yeah.
whether it be like a bonus episode or an actually weekly episode sometime in the future. Do bear with us on that because it has been a busy weekend with All In happening and stuff like that. And like
We'd like to
your
as well.
day
Like
to
it's
your day,
it's, it's
your
going to be an
daily life,
important
like go.
episode. Like we'd like to actually have it properly structured, like what
Yeah,
we want
yeah,
to say and how would it pay our
yeah.
respects.
100%. And there is one or two people that have been big Bray Wyatt fans that we're hoping to kind of bring on for that episode to talk a little bit more about him as well. But just to share how I kind of found out and my reaction to it and stuff, there's one of the guys that I used to work with who was actually at All In, text me literally about 5 minutes after Triple H put up the tweet. And I saw it and I initially went straight to Twitter because I was like, this isn't true. What are you talking about? I was like, it's obviously he's counted after getting hacked. Bray Wyatt's going to put up a tweet now in 5 minutes, be like, ha ha ha, this is hilarious. Like, in a way,
Yeah.
like, this is all a lie. And I tell you now, I stayed up for about 2 hours, literally crying, going through Twitter, looking at the messages from all different fans, wrestlers, everyone alike about Bray Wyatt because I was a major, major fan. Always a big fan of the Wyatt family. The Fiend, I will go into it a lot more when the actual time comes. And even what he was doing with his current character, I liked where it was going. I was interested to see it. It was the talk. It's like work even every day. We'd be watching oh, here's this little clip that he put up from like the TV screen where they go through like all the different things. Who's that talking? Who's that talking? Oh wait, there's multiple different guys. Oh, Joe, so just kept you captivated every single time and moment he appeared on that TV screen. It's a big miss. It's a big miss. A big loss to the wrestling world. And I will say as well, shout out to Terry Funk, who obviously passed away as well the night before. There will be a special episode on that coming soon. It will be doing an episode, obviously a major Terry Funk fan. But it's a weird situation because it brought me back obviously to Brody Lee when Brody passed, and how devastated it was back then. But for some strange reason, it really brought me back to when Eddie died, and how like devastated I was when Eddie died. It just really had that kind of similar. I don't know what it was or anything like that, but that was the first thing that it brought back to me. And Eddie was the first time that, as I had been watching or kind of like knew what was going on, that someone had passed away, and I was like, okay, this is actually like real. This is people. You know, it's not like. It's a weird thing that when you look at like TV shows, sometimes you're like, oh, they're just on TV. They're not actually real people. Do you know that kind of way?
Yeah,
but it kind of really sinks into you on those kind of moments that it does. So yeah, it was tough to deal with. Really, really tough to do. Even now, thinking about him WWE put up a video yesterday of a lot of different wrestlers talking about
Oh,
him.
just
I saw you talking about the Samantha Irvin thing as well. Really, really tough. But I will say, I do expect an episode coming on it, whether it be a bonus episode or an actual episode, we don't know yet. Where we will kind of go a bit more in depth in it. But as you said, shout out to Jojo, his family, Bo, Mike, his father as well. So many different people. So many different people.
so again, as Carmo said, we have Emmett is asked, can he do a episode on his own talking about Terry Funk, which will be coming out in the next week, hopefully. We're aiming to have that out for you guys on Wednesday, so look out for that. And then probably the following week, because we do have episodes kind of coming up that we're kind of scheduled in place. We will have our own tribute episode to Bray Wyatt, going through obviously our favorite matches, moments, and talking about Bray himself. So all that will be coming out. But with that being said, the stuff to look forward to. It's been so long. It's been 2 weeks since we've done an outro that I've actually forgotten.
It's been a long time. You know.
It's been a while, and I'm super tired. But I remember. So go on.
What I will say before this, because this is obviously coming out this Saturday, do be sure to check out RCW. I believe it's September 9th in the Kino in Cork. And I think that's actually September 10th and September 9th. Fight Factory up in Dublin for the Grapple Games as well. Be sure to check those out, and we will be back soon with an episode to talk about both those shows and obviously WrestleMania, which is out today as this episode drops soon enough as well.
As well, get your tickets, OTT, 9th year anniversary, Wolverhampton, Dublin, Belfast, and then, I think it's like 2-3 days later, down in Wexford for their Halloween show. Get your fucking tickets now, people. Now. I cannot wait. As well, I'm not sure if they're still available. They were when I was in London. The Moxley meet and greets. If you want to meet John Moxley, it's a hefty price, but you can meet John Moxley as well at them shows. So, well, at the the OTT anniversary shows, but look, it's going to be...
meet and greet for the 5Marks as well is only 30 quid. So if you do want to meet us, tickets are on sale on Twitter, I believe.
Yeah.
So it's only 30 quid per person, per mark. And you can meet us as well at that show.
Now, as well, terms and conditions apply. If you pay to see one of us and don't get to see us, you don't get a refund. If one of us just don't want to see you, if you happen to be Keane Gallicini looking to meet me and I don't meet you, you don't get a refund. So it's pay the money, refund. We take it and we fucking leave. Just stay the fuck away from us.
And on the final thing, pretty much really. We don't stay away from Emmett anyway. It's a bit weird. As well as that, we do have merch on the way, so keep an eye on our socials for that. Martin, what are our socials?
They are, if you're on YouTube, they're on the screen now, 5Marks Podcast everywhere, except for Twitter. We are 5Marks Pod on Twitter, 5Marks Podcast everywhere else. Carmo, it's been 2 weeks. You finally get to this. I do want to put a quick disclaimer on the merch. As you said, it's coming. We did expect it to have by now. We don't have it, but as soon as we do, we will put it up for sale. Carmo, take us away.
100%. Let's do it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us again on the 5Marks podcast. But for another week, we are officially ding, done.
Woo!